G'day, Ziggy here. I just picked up the Senlac last night, and I thought I'd give you my initial view on the tank and my, if you like, how I've set it up. I've taken a bit of an unorthodox approach to setting up the British light tanks, as it were. I choose to run both binoculars and coated optics, and then I run vents with them. That's to give maximum view range. Now, I think the maximum view range is something like 450 or 475 or something like that, but obviously the higher you can get this number up, the more you burn through other people's camo, right? So you can really, I guess, negate a lot of people's camo by getting this number up. So you can see that on the Senlac I've got it at 576. If I go to my GSOR, it's 568 with the same setup, and on the Manticore it's 576. So I've managed to get the Senlac to have exactly the same view range as the Manticore with the same setup. I think you'll find that the crew skills as far as view range are going are exactly the same. I've got my dude here with sorry, one moment. I've got my dude here with recon and situational awareness, and I'm pretty sure this is the same for my dude here, recon and situational awareness. So the skills for the commander are exactly the same, which gives you exactly the same view range on the Manticore at tier 10 and the Senlac at tier 8, which kind of makes you wonder what they're doing with the GSOR. But that's the maximum view range I can get out of the tank. I also run putting in T because, again, that helps with the view range and helps with all the skills. 10% to all the skills. On the GSOR, I run the actually that's what I could do as well. I could probably, there you go, let's give that a crack, shall we? Let's do this. That's probably going to make, yep, that makes the Senlac's view range better than the oh wait, I've still got, okay, so let's do that. Yeah, there you go. So I've made the Senlac's view range exactly the same as the Manticore's at 582, right? So yeah, it's got great potential for getting the best view range out of it that you can. Again, I'm a little bit unorthodox in that I run the binoculars and the coated optics purely because the coated optics gives you an advantage whilst you're on the run, and the binos give you an advantage when you're parked up, right? So I guess that's the best way to get the best of both worlds when it comes to view range, right? I run 15 HE shells in this thing because the HE is quite handy and it's got a penetration of 90 mils and it can do a maximum alpha of 350. I've actually rolled probably 330 or 340 as my highest roll so far on a Waffenträger Panzer IV, which felt really good at the time, but yeah, it's still potentially not the higher roll that it could be. So I run 15 HE, 20 APCR and 10 AP because I'm a gold spamming motherfucker. So that's kind of my setup. I don't profess to be an expert at setting anything up, but that's how I'm running all the British light tanks. That's how I personally get the maximum out of them. and I hope it helps. Stick around for some gameplay. Thank you. Righto, so this is a game in the Senlac on Malinovka, and I think this game amply demonstrates what I was just saying about using the binos and the coated optics and the vents to burn through the opposition's camouflage. Pretty standard spotting game for a scout game. For people that don't play scouts and don't get scouts, they'll probably see this as being a very boring game because it's basically sitting in a bush and doing what you do best. But I think this highlights not only the stealthiness of the Senlac, although I make a few mistakes, but also highlights how you can up your view range to burn through the opposition's camo. So here we go. So I'm just going to rip out into the usual bush. I thought the EBR might actually take me up on that offer to get into that bush and beat me there, but it turns out he's going to go and do a whole lot bigger run. But you will notice that I manage to spot all those things before he does, and I think that's because he's in the gully when I spot. So had he have been up high, he probably would have spotted them. But so this is just my game from here on out, right? Just sitting in this bush and spotting the bejesus out of everything. Now, you'll note at the end of the game that although I did not spot all of those initially, I probably got the initial spots on probably 5 or so of them. It's my spotting that comes into the fore here now with basically spotting damage, right? So some of it's shared, but other than that, it's pretty much my spotting now. So the EBR is doing his thing over there at D7, engaging the LT432, not the game that you play in this tank. Although the rate of fire on this thing is a whole lot better than the standard tech tree lights in the British line, it's still not a tank that you would engage full health other light tanks in, right? Its armor is extraordinarily weak. Its gun is very, very good, but you just get blown away by anything and everything in this thing. But this is what it excels at. This is what you should set it up for, and this is how you play at the beginning of the game. You can get a little bit more aggressive as the game goes on. I mean, I guess it's the same as any light tank, right? You cool your heels at the beginning, get your spots done. I guess probably with the exception of the wheel vehicles, where you basically have an active spotting role where you run around with your underpants and your head and your pants on fire for most of the game. Well, at least I do anyway. But I don't do too much in the way of passive spotting in the wheeled vehicles at all. You can see I made a move there, and as soon as I made a move, I got spotted. Actually, as soon as I fired my gun, I got spotted. I fired at the opposition Senlac. It turns out it didn't hit him, but actually hit something else up there, which surprised the shit out of me. And I actually hit the Lanson, which then hit me. As you can see, he's hit me with APCR for 325, but I quickly just back off and come back into the bush and get spots out in the AMX AC48 and the T44. Picked up 2,671 spotting damage so far. There's the Senlac again. I thought I'd nailed him before, but I didn't. So I'm getting all the spotting damage for him. He's now dead. The BC-12T is the only thing in the LT432 the only things that stopping me from pushing forward at this stage, because at this stage in the game I had no clue where the Lanson was. I knew he was up there somewhere, but I didn't know he was as close as he was until I make my next foray, my next monumental mistake, which almost cost me my tank, and you'll see what I mean about the armour not being worth shit in this tank in a moment. But again, you know, it's not what the British light tanks are about. This is what they're about. It's about, in the early part of the game, getting spots out and holding on to your ammo until the late stages of the game. And to be honest, in this game I don't do that very well. I don't capitalise on the late stages of the game as well as I should, because this is only I think my third game in the Senlac on this account, so not 100% confident with it yet, but I think I've set it up well for maximising my spotting and my my view range. So this is where I make a mistake. I got spotted here, and it turns out it's that damn Lanson there which I've just spotted, and now he's going to cop a Canaan, but I thought I was safe here. Unspotted now, I thought, but bang, got hit by the 26E5. He's up there beside the Rheinmetall Borsig Waffenträger. He nailed me a absolute ripper. I don't know whether that was a blind shot or whether I got re-spotted as I started to go back. I think I got re-spotted as I started to go back, and he was just waiting for me. So, time for me to do the wobbly boots, put the wobbly boots on and get out of here. Now, I go back to the bush where I was and pick up where I left off when it comes to spotting. This is probably where I could have been a little bit more aggressive earlier. There's the 26E5 that just nailed me. This is possibly where I could have been a little bit more aggressive earlier. Get rid of the Lanson. I look around and I see that the Bat Chat is now bat further than it was, but all the other scouts are dead. The Bat Chat's the only one left alive. He's retreated way back, so now I decide it's time to try and move up again. The Lanson's dead, so I'm trying to move up into a further up spot to get some more spotting out. Unfortunately, the Progetto comes through behind me, and I think we share some spotting from here on in. I'm not up quite enough, but I got the Ferdinand spotted at least, and people are putting a herding on him, which is good, and I'm getting all the spotting damage for that. But I share some spotting damage with the Progetto here before too much. I got a bloody ant on me. He's dead now. No more need to worry. Yeah, so the Progetto now is kind of taken over half my spotting damage. You see I only got half of that, so we shared that T44 spotting. The 30, I never spotted that again. I think that's the Progetto that got that, and this is where I should have been a little bit more aggressive. I guess I should have shot through quicker into the back corner where I end up going. But looking for the arty, I should have went looking for the arty a bit earlier. But I wasn't quick enough to get the aggressive shoes on and get up there. But as you can see, I got 5,703 recognised spotting. Tried to put a shot into him, but didn't work. So 5,981 recognised spotting. In the detailed results, you'll see that's a little bit more, but yeah, not a bad effort, I thought. So let's have a look at the end plates. So that is only good enough for a Mastery 2. I think that had I been a little bit more aggressive, got a little bit more spotting, got a little bit more actual damage, I probably would have done better than a Mastery 2 on that. I got the Spotter's badge and the Scout badge, patrol birdie, not the Scout badge. 3 bonds, 12,585 XP, and 96,939 credits. I think, yep, I topped out on XP. 54 damage only. That was the Lance, and he was he was a bit of collateral damage. I was actually firing at the Senlac, and he must have gotten in the way. And that's probably why he nailed me when he did, because he was a bit cross with me, because I fired on him. He wasn't spotted when I fired on him. But you know, it could have been just because he saw me, right? So detailed results: 64,000 credits received. I must have got some other credits somewhere, because I end up clearing 91,884 after tax. So 91,884 credits. I've got 922 base, 11,064 after all the. I think I claimed that 5 times by 3 bonus on this one as well. 12,585 total XP on that one. You can see 54 only damage, but 6,326 spotting damage, right? And that was all because of, one, the great camouflage values of the Senlac. It's quite a stealthy tank, and 2, because I've got a very high view range on it, and I've got it pimped out fully for viewing and indeed burning through the opposition's camo. So that is a wrap. So I hope this gives you an idea of what you can do with the British Lights, and in particular the Senlac. Despite all the negative publicity they've got from some Euro CCs who won't be mentioned by me here, I think they're pretty good tanks. I think they're fun. I think they add a new dynamic to the game. They're certainly a classic scout tank, so it's basically bush up, do what you can to spot early, save your powder until the end of the game, and become a good support tank. Certainly the Manticore, you can do just that in it. The GSOR, just that, and I believe the Senlac as well will prove to be the same type of tank. Even though I was quite reserved and reticent at the end of that game, I think that if I'd have moved a little bit earlier, I could have turned that into a bit of a really good game at the end. But anyhow, hopefully this gives you an idea of what the tanks are like. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. Thank you.